Thank you. Today, King Charles and Queen Camilla continue their visit in Washington, D.C. And when the king delivers his address to a joint meeting of Congress later today, he will be the first to do so in more than 30 years. He plans to highlight the long-held alliance between the U.S. and the U.K. as global tensions rise over the war in Iran.
Very important to us. There has been some strained relations because of things happening internationally, but I think the king's visit is very perfectly timed.
The King and Queen's visit to America will continue with stops in New York and Virginia next. Joining us now from our nation's capital is Rebecca Castor. Rebecca, good morning to you.
Hi, Erin.
Well, we now know King Charles is planning on addressing the alliance between the U.S. and the U.K. Are there any other specific topics that he is expected to talk about?
Well, Erin, it's important to remember visits from the royal family are strategically planned by the UK government. King Charles is essentially here acting as a British diplomat. So we know his speech will largely focus on this shared friendship, an alliance between the US and the UK. He'll highlight, all of their shared democratic values. But we also expect he will bring up some of the thorny issues between the countries over the last few years, especially President Trump's comments on wanting to leave NATO, and he also is expected to push for a diplomatic end to the war in Iran.
Aside from the address, is there anything that you've heard that King Charles is planning in his trip to D.C. there?
The main event tonight is going to be the glamorous state dinner that the White House is hosting. It's really President Trump returning the favor after he was honored with a second state banquet at Windsor Castle last year. He called that the greatest honor of his life. So we expect the White House will be rolling out the red carpet for the royals at the White House tonight.
I can imagine that's going to be pretty fun, pretty fancy there. Also, it's been 3 decades. We talked about this early on since the British monarch visited our nation's capital. Any reason why it's been so long in between those visits?
Yeah, it's really because these state visits from the royal family, they are reserved for really significant milestones and high-stakes diplomatic moments. It's not like, the UK Prime Minister comes over here often for working visits with the president. These moments are saved for really special occasions. The 250th anniversary of U.S. independence is a great example of this. And then the other reason, of course, is just Queen Elizabeth. She limited her international travel in the final years of her reign just because of her advanced age and concerns with her health after the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's been a long time coming since we've had an event like this, and I know a lot of lawmakers here on Capitol Hill are looking forward to the King's speech coming up here shortly.
All right, Rebecca Castor live in Washington, D.C. this morning for us. Thank you so much for bringing us the very latest.